Go down to the farm and bring you more on France's week-long agricultural fair here in Paris. The team have been following a French family who've witnessed the evolution of farming methods, and there's also a report from abroad on how political upheaval in Egypt has changed agriculture there. Here's France 24's Luke Brown with the daily roundup from the fair.
Hello and welcome to France 24's special edition from the Paris Farm Show. As you can see, thousands of people have turned out to see the best of French livestock. It's also an opportunity for French farmers to show off the cream of their flock. France 24 has been meeting with some of the Rosette winners, including a family that's been raising cattle for generations. They are, though, today more of an exception as more and more young people turn away from farming. Julien Sauvaget, Georges Yazbek and Siobhan Silka report.
A proud son joins his father in the show ring. Their beautiful Normandy cow Clochette has just won a prize at the National Agricultural Competition. Even at a healthy 800 kilos, she's not too much for young Tom to handle.
I have the second place plaque. It's great.
Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy.
Clochette is almost 7, Tom is 9. They've practically grown up together on the land where Dad Thomas himself was raised. There, Tom is learning the trade and already talks about running the family farm one day. Thomas isn't putting any pressure on his son, but he's thrilled to be able to share his love of farming and see Tom taking after him.
I'm proud. You could say it's any parent's dream to have a child who follows in your footsteps. But that's if circumstances allow. If they do, I'll say yes, you should take over the farm. If farming doesn't pay in the future, there'd be no point. But having a son whose passion is farming, what could be better?
In France, there's a long tradition of family agriculture, but it's one that lost ground as the children of farmers saw firsthand how difficult the life is. France's Young Farmers Union is trying to change that perception.
Farming today doesn't compare to the farming of 15 or 30 years ago. There are ways of being able to take holidays. High-performance machinery means there's less and less of manual labor. There's a real evolution of agriculture.
And that evolution is attracting a different kind of young farmer to the sector. Today in France, around a third of new farmers have no family background in agriculture. What they share with those who do, like Tom, is a passion for the land.
We're heading to Egypt now. We're in the 3 years since the revolution. The lack of strict regulations and any real oversight has increasingly seen urban developments encroaching on agricultural lands. That situation exacerbated by the population boom. Egypt's population soon to reach about 90 million inhabitants. Catherine Stapley and Sonia Driddy report.
Here in the Nile Delta, these fields produce around half of Egypt's agricultural crops. But these fertile farmlands are shrinking fast as a building boom is underway. Since the 2011 revolution, the number of homes built illegally on farmland has risen exponentially. Egypt's population has grown by 4 million in the past 3 years, and more people means more houses are needed. Farmers here say around 20% of the Delta's arable land has been lost since 2011.
People went down and built on the farmland intensively, and there was no one to bring them to account. So, of course, after the revolution, there were a lot of complaints regarding the farmland.
There is a law prohibiting construction on valuable agricultural land, but the government says it's nigh on impossible to enforce.
It's not possible to be done by law, by force. It has to be a society movement rather than a police movement.
Egyptian farmers are also facing a water crisis, a lack of both quantity and quality. At this farm just outside Cairo, they found a solution. They're adapting the traditional way of farming using innovative hydroponic techniques that use much less water.
In this pipe system, the water is being recycled. It goes and comes back, and also it injects the nutrients the plant needs.
It could also be the answer to the loss of farmland, as it needs much less soil and still generates a high return.
1 hectare in these growing conditions is like 10 hectares in traditional production.
Now Munir's aim is to show other farmers that methods like this could provide a viable future for Egyptian agriculture.
That's where we leave it. In the next edition, we'll be visiting a French high school where the students learn agricultural trades and taking a closer look at farming and modernising farming in Africa. So until next time, goodbye.
Time for sports now, and we start with all the latest